Alabama movement inside Alabama Department of Corrections. We continue filming our documentary as we profile the living conditions inside the Department of Corrections and the need to relieve the overcrowding. We continue to show the inhumane and unsanitary conditions that prisoners live upon. We also continue to profile the need for sentencing and parole reform, as we have so many black men mass incarceration during extended periods of time, no idea when they're going to get out of prison. Some of them in here for minor offenses, some of them, while the crime might be serious, they still done serve 10, 15, 20 years. Completing the full curriculum that the DOC offers for corrections, and they still don't know when they're getting out of prison. We also continue to devise economic policies of empowerment for prisoners, as we continue to show how prisoners are playing a vital role in the system that's oppressing us, and how we can, through understanding of our power, through economics, we can flex our muscles and take a stand and do something about these things. We can step to the negotiating table with our labor, because this is a system of free labor. Introduce y'all to some of the men we're going to be interviewing today. We got right here out of Miami, we call him Little Miami. He got 70 years for a robbery where he didn't take anything, you know. And he ended up getting 5 more years added on to it because the man said he said some things to him that he didn't like. But this young man was, 16 years old at the time he caught the crime. And that over 75 years he hasn't hurt anyone. And he doesn't know when he's going home. You know, the system is not constructed to tell him what curriculum he can complete in order to make parole. So he's just here basically doing dead time, and we saying, you know, that's too much to ask of a child. We got young Kendrick right here. He's out of Mobile, Alabama. And one time he told me that he literally stepped off the porch and fell in prison. You know, he's got life without parole. This is his first time in prison. He's not a criminal. He did commit a crime, or he was involved in the commission of a crime in some way. And he's never going home. But this is a young man who leaps off around the prison. We know he can be rehabilitated. He's very smart. He's very charismatic. He has a lot to offer. He has a story to tell. He's talented. He does art. You know, he writes books. He communicates. He reads. He's capable of being rehabilitated, but he has a life without parole sentence. And so when we say we want reform in sentencing, when we want to abolish life without parole, it's people like this who we have in mind, because we know there's some innocent people in prison also. Right here we have one of our elders. This is Bro Yusef. Bro Yusef is 79 years old. He's been did over 30 years in prison. He's never killed anybody, you know. But yet and still, he's 79. He's done over 30 years, and he refuses to stop. He won't give up the fight. I don't know where he gets the strength from, but it's in him somewhere and it won't go nowhere. So that's Bro Yusef, and he gonna tell this story, and y'all gonna see the same conditions that young men are subjected to. They subject the elders to. He sleep on the same bed that we sleep on. You can see the rust right here off the side of this bed. You know, he has to deal with that. You can see how small the space is. He has to deal with that also, you know. They don't make no special provisions for no one. This is my brother right here, y'all. Jamie. Try to meet you out of Anderson, Alabama. One of our best leaders on the compound. You know, he's one of the most positive and productive brothers that we have. He goes to school. He tutors. He graduated from with an HVAC. Graduated HVAC. He's certified. What's your certification? EPA certification. EPA certification. Female certification. He's qualified. He got a son out there in the street. He got a family that loves him. He got more than one. How many sons he got? 4. He got 4 sons, and they could use a strong man like this. This is what our black men need, because he's come to prison. He's educated himself. He's rehabilitated himself, and he's groomed his leadership ability to now where he's able to go out there in the street and make a difference. But just like the rest of us, when he was 17 when he caught a murder case, and he got a life sentence. And he can't say when he's going home. He knows that parole is no guarantee. There's nothing that he can do that he can say, when I complete this, that I can go home. But yet he's already ready to go. He's ready right now. You know. Right here we got Brother Lope. He's out of Mississippi. I just talked to him the other day. I've been knowing him for a while. He's talented. He's an artist. He does right. He's very educated, you know. He's taking the opportunity to self-rehabilitate himself while he's in prison. And we just had a conversation. How long you been here, Lo? He's been here since '02. I've been here since '09. But we just had a conversation about, you know, his circumstance and why he was in prison. And I found out that what started the events that led him in prison was a hate crime. He had a cross burned in his yard when he was in high school. You know, and that led to one incident, led to another. Someone ended up losing their life. He was in a very prejudiced racial county. He pled out to a 20-year sentence and ended up with a life sentence. You know, his lawyer sold him out in the system, and he done almost did 20 years now. He can't say when he's going home. His family had to leave the state. You know, they were threatened with firebombs and all these types of things. And this man is rehabilitated. He's done enough time, and he's ready to go. You know, but they're going to talk to us today about individual circumstances, how they got here, and why this is, why Free Alabama movement and nonviolent peaceful protest is important, you know. As we say, this is nonviolence and we're about peace. We know we can't get out of prison through no kind of violence, no kind of riot, so we're not advocating that. We're not with that in any kind of way, you know. We don't have the luxury of having no one to come and keep that self-defense like they taught to Dr. King and Gandhi. But at the same time, we know that we're not trying to fight anybody, you know. We're just trying to get out of the system. We're trying to understand, you know, what can we do as men to change the system and improve our circumstances. We'll start with Bro Yusef right here today because he is the elder. And Bro Yusef, if you would just give him your name and give him a little bit about your background.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother.
Thank you so long.
Brother Yusef, the slave name, Barnabas Johnson, right? But the point is, I'm not even from Alabama. I passed it through, and I got caught up in the system. And if I'd been anywhere else in the world, there's no way I'd be in prison now. I wouldn't spend a day. Because the victim was bank robbery, right? The victim come out and tell us that I was not the guy who robbed us, right? And they're supposed to arrest me anyway. And they framed me, they found some contraband from the robbers in the bus station that I was taking the bus at, right? But then when they found it, is that they just went and started searching stuff, right? Without any warrant, without anything, right? And then I lost my wallet the day before, right? And I told them where I lost it at the theater. They went to the theater and got my wallet with my picture in it, and then they claimed that was part of the contraband that they found, right? And so the court did all that in, right? But they had some black women on the jury. I wasn't going for it. They hung the jury, right? When they hung the jury, I went and filed a suit against the bus station for letting people just search without a warrant, right? So when I did that, that sealed my doom. Because after that, they wouldn't let me win that lawsuit. They wouldn't
fight against it.
And every time I go back for re-hearing or anything like that, they come out of retirement and keep whatever I filed down. They had no probable cause to arrest me. They had no valid search. They had no search warrant, you know. And the victim had already said I hadn't done it. So what am I doing here?
Well, let me ask you something, Bro Yusef.
In
light of those facts, how much time do you actually have? What is your current sentence?
Life without parole.
And how much time have you done on that?
30 years.
30 years. So, in the course of 30 years, you were close to 50 when you caught the case. Now you've been 30 years, approaching 80. What more does the system want from you? What more do you have to offer? How much of a threat are you? I mean, I'm scared of you sitting right here right now. I got Troy Beach over here, you know?
I'm still able to defend myself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I have two bodies, right? I filed against all the officials because they got laws which they're not following.
Right.
And when they don't follow them, I filed a abuse of an inmate. As a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, there was I'm in prayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy snatched me up from out of the prayer, saying I was should have been in my cell or something. And I've been doing this every day.
Oh, this is the office.
This is an officer.
Okay.
And he snatched me out of in prostration, right? And
No respect for your religious rights. No explanation.
Hey, talking about religious rights. Hey, they hate Muslim with Christ. I think most of them gone to Vietnam or something, and or not Vietnam, but Afghanistan or right, all of that, Afghanistan, and then kind of Muslims that was Arab, right? But now Arab like that. I had nothing to do with that,
But they treat you the same anyway.
They ain't Muslims, right?
Bro, yourself, if you would, the last time we talked, we've already did, bro, use a documentary some kind of way in transferring the files that got lost. But we talked about the health care and the amount of people that had died at this prison. And you ain't got your file with you today, but I know you know it. Tell me, just enlighten people about the health care here and the number of deaths we've seen.
People got a fastest type way to process people out of their lives.
What's up?
It stopped.
Okay. We're going to go inside the shower area today, L1. I don't know if y'all can see those stains on the shower. There's those stains coming all the way down the shower. So, I don't even know what that is. It's all over the curtain. Once you get inside, first thing you know, there's a hole in the shower. You can see what's happening inside. We'll go all up and down the wall, as usual. You can get up the wall, all up the wall, all up the wall, and smell inside of the shower. Smell it. This is what they want to say. These are the showers in there too. Another big, large hole inside of the shower. All the way off the wall. Tell me what's behind it. The shower is in a terrible condition. Large, you can't see it very good, but there's a large spider web in here. You can just see it floor, spotted all up. It's a real bad area on the floor. This